Okay, so now we're going to do kind of a common question that you'll see where it gives you kind of like a description of what the hyperbola is. They don't give you everything, but they give you enough to find the equation. So I like to at least draw a partial graph to kind of help me see what's going on. You can do this completely algebraically, but I find that I get more accurate answers if I draw it. So the first sentence says a hyperbola has its focus at 1, 7 and 1, negative 13. Okay, that sentence is actually a lot of information. Okay, believe it or not. It doesn't seem like a lot. It's only 2 points, but it's actually a lot. Okay, so to write the equation of a hyperbola, I need to know the direction of the branches, up and down, and I need to know center, I need to know A and B, all of this stuff. So I'm going to see what that gives me. Okay, so the foci are at 1, 7. So well, let's redraw my axis because I don't think I drew it right. There we go. All right, so let's redraw that. Didn't make it quite long enough. There we go. Let's see if I can. That's okay. All right, let's change it to black. All right, let's see it better. Okay, so 1, 7. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a focus. And then negative 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's a focus as well. Okay, so just by drawing that and seeing where those are in relation to each other, I know my hyperbola is going to look like this. So I know y is going to go first. So y minus k. I also know that I have a vertical transverse axis. Okay. I can also find my center. Okay. So these points right here are 20 apart. The distance between them are 20 units. So I know that the center should be right smack in the middle of that. So I can either count that out or I can use the midpoint formula. Okay. If you don't remember the midpoint formula, because that was like forever ago, I'll just write it out for you. But I'm just going to count it out. So you add your x's, divide by 2. Add your y's, divide by 2. Okay. So let's see here. So let's see. There's a distance of 20. So I'm going to count down 10 from the top. So that's 7 and that's 3. So the center of my hyperbola is going to be 1, negative 3. Okay, so now I can fill in at least an h and a k. So remember, k goes with the y. H goes with the x. All right, so it feels like you're 50% done. Okay? All right. Now, and you know your hyperbola goes which way and all that fun stuff. Okay, so now we need a squared and we need b squared. Okay, for this, we are going to have to use that directrix. Okay, so the directrix is at y equals 64 over 10. Okay, now remember, when we find the directrix, we're interested in the distance from the center. They didn't give us the distance from the center. They gave us the actual equation. So we're going to have to graph y equals 6.4. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.4. Okay, how far away is that from my center? Okay, well, that's 6.4 right there. and that's 3. So the distance or D from the center to the directrix is 6.4 plus 3, which is 9.4. Okay, now remember that D is equal to A squared over C. Okay, now, how are we going to use that to our advantage? Okay, well, do we have A squared or do we have C? I think we have C, right? Because remember, C is the distance from the center to the focus. Okay, so here's my center. Here's my focus. So my center is at 1, -3. And let's see, C would be 10, right? I can also get that from here. Notice they did not reduce that fraction. There's a reason that they did that. So that was actually really nice of them if you think about it. So now I have D, which is 9.4, C, which is 10. So what should A squared be? 94. Now remember to write your equation, you need A squared, not necessarily A. So now I have this bit. Okay, so now since you have C and you have A, you can use the foci equation to find your B squared. So C you know is 10 squared. A squared you know is 94. You don't have to be careful not to square that again. B squared. So 100 equals 94 plus B squared. Subtract B squared is 6. Okay, so now I have this. So now I'm ready to write my equation. That's some very messy work. So my final equation is y plus 3 squared over 94 minus x minus 1 squared over 6 equals 1. And that is my final equation. Oh dear, that is a very strange looking rectangle. Let's do that again. There, that's better. Okay, so I hope this was helpful, and maybe we'll do another one if we need to. Okay, all right, see you later.